How's everybody doing? Christopher here with Jeffrey's Lawn and Landscaping. Just doing a video today, just going over the Echo trimmers, the 2620 and the 2620T. I've done a lot of reviews on both of these. Watched a lot of reviews. I'm sorry about that. And I'm just so impressed by both of these that I figured I was add to the count of another positive review with the Echoes. So this is the 2620. We've had this for about a year and a half and had absolutely zero issues with it. Now this year we're going to get the tune-up kit, replace the air filter, fuel filter, and then spark plug. But other than that, just regular maintenance. This thing has been excellent. And I watched a few videos on these, and then the 2620T just kept popping up everywhere. I was like, what is that one? So of course it's the torque version. These are exactly the same except the head. The head on this one is different than this one. Other than that, everything else, as far as I know, exact same. And this one really didn't shine until we got in some really thick grass. We have a bi-weekly yard that we do, and that thing is always, it is probably about that tall. I don't know how the grass grows so well. Other yards, not so much, of course they're weekly, but that one there is just a very healthy yard. So that's where this one, the 2620, that's where it really it shined big time. Because there at the beginning, we was like, there's no difference on how it goes. Compared to this one. Then I used it first. No, my son used it first. He's like, I don't really like this one. I like the other one better. So I don't know why that he said that, but he liked this one better. So when it was mowing, it was a weekly yard with that. But once we got to that bigger one, I used this one, and he was using this one. It's just a weedy only yard. And this one here, it was big difference. Like that thick grass, this dude just never bogged. Well, it bogged a few times, but I really wouldn't even consider that being bogging down. But dude just ran beautifully. And we got about halfway through, and of course he was using this one. And I told him, I said, let's switch real quick. And when he switched, he didn't want to give that one back. And then I switched with this one. You see the comparison with it, and I could tell that this one, it did it, no problem at all. But you're able to get that one with the 2620T. You was able to get a lot more done more quickly versus this one in that thicker stuff. And I did notice that right off the bat, and so did he. So with that, we are very well pleased with it. We've had it for about 2 weeks. So if it keeps running like it did, we're good. I'll tell you another thing we did. I watched a YouTuber. I've watched a very unhealthy amount of reviews on Echo trimmers, blowers. You name it, I probably watched it. But there was an older gentleman on there that was reviewing, talking about these. And I noticed, he didn't talk about it, but I noticed on his handle, he had one of these S carabiners. And how you had a weed eater string right there, I'm like, dude, that is like pretty handy. Not having in your pocket, not have to go back to the truck. And of course they just, clip on pretty easy. This I just got a little paper clip holding it. And the other one I just got some black tape. But is that like that little thing I noticed? I was like, dude, that's honestly pretty nice. So I would recommend it. You ain't gotta have the S carabiners like that. You can just do a carabiner. I learned though that this is a lot easier. I think they're like $6 at Walmart. Individual ones. So but we both really like that too. So did take the guards off. I took the guard off this one as soon as I got it hung up over there on the wall there. That string is a little long there, but these things work really great. As you can see over here, I got two blowers. One's a steel, it's a BG56. I had that for about 1.5 years. I bought that one used. Don't know what the life of it was before, but we used it for about 1.5 years. The first year ran beautiful, and then part of this year, it started having a lot of issues, not wanting to run right, not wanting to throttle up. I cleaned the carburetor, did several little things to it. It never would run correct, and just the thought of taking it to the shop and getting them work on, I was like, would it be easier for me just to get one brand new? And that's what I did. So this is the PB's 2620. Me and my son, we conversated pretty hard on a backpack blower or a handheld blower. And we've only been mowing for about 3 years now. So we're about 12 yards a week. So we're not big yet, and really we hadn't had too many leaf cleanup jobs. Mainly just blow off the sidewalk and get everything cleaned up. So we both agreed that a handheld would probably be would make more sense for us to get. I mean, this thing, it was pushing the doors of $400. It was $369, $379 after tax. And that's something that kind of gets me upset a little bit, because I feel like I hear somebody pulling it. Because you watch reviews on those, and like from 1 year or 2 ago, and they're like $100 less back then, 1.5 years ago. Like, I think that one out the door was like $270 something, $260, and now they're like $379 at the door after tax. And same with these weed eaters too. Like there were like $50, $60 differences back then. I mean, inflation has been awful. You watch those videos and see the MSRP, because they would post that on there too. Like you can go on the Echo site and look. But it was just crazy how much stuff has went up. Fuel, I use Echo Red Armor. It is a little bit more expensive, but I have noticed that the fuel in these and the way they run has been a lot better. I was using Steel 2-stroke oil. Try to run the better stuff, but I do run ethanol through these, ethanol gas, just normal gas pump. We do have an ethanol-free gas station. It's kind of a little far, so I try to make sure always fresh gas is in here and try to run them completely out. During the winter, I will run them until they just completely run out of gas. So I try to get all that gas out of there. But I do run it through all 3 of these. And honestly, of course, a lot of times Amazon is a lot cheaper on a lot of this stuff versus your local stores. And I've been trying to find a good local store, to purchase my weed eaters, gas, string, and not use Amazon. But I want the store, honestly, to have a good mechanic, and be able to service the equipment too. I have a few other videos of a mower that I bought, a Bad Boy mower, and I had terrible dealer experience. And the mower, I had some brake issues, and when I first got there, first like 3 or 4 hours on the machine, I had to take it back for this brake thing. And they replaced transmissions, they replaced brake lines, they replaced whole brake assemblies. And every time it was just always like, hey, you're doing something to this mower. This mower should not have these issues. So after the 13th time, we had a big falling out with it. You know, I just told him, like, I think this mower is a piece of junk, and I would like to get a different one. And he got mad, said some words he shouldn't say, and you know, I didn't match his, you know, his anger. No sense in it. Wound up going to a different dealership, and they called Bad Boy and said, hey, this guy's been having this issue. What's going on? And Bad Boy was like, that's a very common issue with those mowers. It wound up being a nylon washer that was over tightened and was causing my brake to loosen up. Silly, like a 30-cent piece. I mean, this piece and that mower drove me nuts. It's absolute nuts over that. Went to a new dealer. Of course, they're not Echo, and they don't really have any type of equipment like this. They do tractors and stuff like that, mowers. But just that simple, pick up the phone, like, hey, this customer's been having this issue. And like, boom, and the problem was just fixed. You know, I know there was a few comments on one, you know, like, why is this guy, can't even tighten the boat up? Like, well, I can surely tighten the boat up, but it was the accusing constantly on the, you know, saying that I was doing something to that mower. And I mean, it made me just absolutely not touch that mower one bit at all. So that's the reason, you know. And also, if it's under warranty, you know, if you bought a new car, it was messing up, would you take it in the garage and fix it? Or would you have the dealer fix it? You know, and that's how I am. That mower, once the warranty's out, then it's on me. But, so, and that's how I've been with that mower. So, rough experience, but I guess to come back to that, it was just trying to find a good local business where you get good service. Like I said, that one place that I just took my mower to, they sold these trimmers and blowers. I would buy all day long from them. They've been excellent, but they don't sell any of this, these mowers and tractors. So, been looking for one of those. Like I said, I'm willing to spend a little extra just to have that service and just have that assurance if one of these things go down, I can take it to someone that'll fix it. So, it's always nice. But other than that, that's just my review on these. And like I said, I may post a few more, but yeah. You guys have a good night, good day, good night if you're, of course, it'll be close to now for me. I'll see you guys next time.